What happens when a playwright spends his whole life questioning reality, truth, memory, and even his own identity, only to discover that the greatest drama wasn't on stage, but in the story of his life? Before the world called him a genius, before critics labeled him the thinker's playwright, Tom Stoppard lived through events so hidden, so uncertain, that even he didn't learn the full truth of his past until decades later. This is not just the story of a writer. It's a mystery of identity, a journey through philosophy, and a celebration of one of the most brilliant minds ever to shape the modern stage. Tom Stoppard is remembered as a writer who never talked down to his audience. He believed ideas were exciting, conversations could be theatrical, and the stage was a place where philosophy could be alive. Born in 1937 in Czechoslovakia, Stoppard's early life was marked by war, escape, and reinvention. His family fled the Nazis, moved through Asia, and eventually arrived in England, where he would grow up thinking he was simply British. Only later in life did he learn the truth of his Jewish background and the fate of his relatives, a revelation that would haunt him and echo in his late works. That discovery is one of the reasons he is remembered not just as a playwright, but as a thinker, someone who shaped language, memory, and identity into art. Stoppard never followed the expected path in theater. While other writers chased realism and traditional character drama, he did something different. He made audiences think. In a world addicted to spectacle and emotion, he created humor out of philosophy, suspense out of intellectual debate, and drama out of questions most people never ask. What is truth? Who decides meaning? Does language trap us or free us? Are we just characters in someone else's script? These weren't academic questions to Stoppard. They were the heartbeat of his work. His breakthrough came with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead, a dazzling play that turned Shakespeare's Hamlet inside out. Instead of focusing on princes, ghosts, and revenge, Stoppard gave the spotlight to two minor characters who spend the entire play trying to discover what story they're in. They talk about fate, death, and the absurdity of existence, all wrapped in comedy. It was an instant shock to theatergoers, funny, strange, philosophical, and unforgettable. Stoppard proved you could entertain people while forcing them to confront the deepest ideas imaginable. But he didn't stop there. In plays like Arcadia, he explored the tension between order and chaos, weaving together mathematics, romance, science, and history into one seamless puzzle. In The Real Thing, he questioned the meaning of love and authenticity. When is emotion real, and when is it performance? Even his political works, like Rock and Roll, blended personal story and historical conflict with rock music and revolution. No matter the subject, Stoppard always aimed above ordinary storytelling. He believed audiences deserved challenge, complexity, and curiosity. What made him unique was the way he treated intelligence like passion. To Stoppard, thinking was exciting. Ideas could be dangerous, thrilling, and beautiful. His characters rarely deliver dramatic speeches about feelings. Instead, they argue about probability theory, literature, ethics, and physics. Somehow, Stoppard made such exchanges feel urgent, as if understanding the world was a kind of survival. Throughout his career, critics called him the playwright of ideas, but that label only tells half the story. Yes, his work is full of ideas, but it is also full of humor. He used jokes as tools to break open complicated subjects. Audiences laughed first and understood later. Stoppard once said that laughter opens the mind, and in that space, truth can slip in unnoticed. His dialogue snapped, sparkled, and surprised. Words danced, arguments collided, and behind all of it sat a writer who trusted the intelligence of the audience. As Stoppard aged, his work began to shift. The crisp intellectual puzzles remained, but something else entered his writing: loss, memory, and the ghosts of history. When he discovered the truth of his family's past, how the Holocaust erased entire parts of his lineage, his work turned quieter, more tender. Plays like Leopoldstadt came from that emotional truth. Suddenly, the mysteries he asked on stage were not just philosophical, but personal. Who am I? Where do I come from? What does it mean to remember a past that almost disappeared? That shift is why Tom Stoppard is not just remembered as a brilliant mind, but a human storyteller. His career is a journey from abstract ideas toward emotional honesty. He showed the world that intelligence and feeling are not opposites. They are two sides of art's greatest power. Stoppard's legacy is enormous. He reshaped modern theater, teaching audiences that entertainment does not have to be simple. He proved that complexity can be exciting, that humor can carry weight, and that theater can be a place where philosophy breathes. His works are still read, studied, performed, and debated. Students analyze them, actors crave them, directors fear them, and audiences return to them again and again. Remembering Tom Stoppard means remembering someone who refused to underestimate people. He respected spectators enough to challenge them, to make them think, argue, and wonder long after the curtain closed. His plays stay in the mind like riddles, unsettling, intriguing, unfinished. Every performance is different. Every reader finds new hidden meaning. Stoppard did not write answers. He wrote questions that never stop echoing. Even now, the real mystery at the heart of Tom Stoppard's work remains the same question he asked through countless characters. What does it mean to be alive in a world where certainty is impossible? That question made him the thinker's playwright, a storyteller whose words are built to last. And as long as people search for meaning, battle with truth, and question their place in the narrative of life, Tom Stoppard's voice will never be silent.